Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is Owarimonogatari episode 1. It's a very long one, I have to admit that, so I hope you will enjoy seeing a bit more this time. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions. You will find a link or two, replace the circumflex.parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about these episodes. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Okay, let's talk. I mean, there was pretty long. A very long episode, 3/4 of an hour, if I'm right around about that, or even a bit more. Possibly could have cut it into 2 pieces, but then, well, why not? Let's give you a long one. So I like that. I like the fact that this was more neither like a standalone story, because it's a nice thing, because you can reflect on it overall. It brings in Oshinogi again. It brings in a new character, as it seems, another girl. I guess we will see her now next episode. And once again, questions about what is right, what is wrong, and so on and so forth. So, first things first, it was a very nice intro. I like it. It still leaves the question, who the heck is Oshinogi? And they even brought it in now in the series itself, what all of you are saying all the time, Oshinogi is Oshinogi, which doesn't help me at all. So, but it's okay, I really like it. So going on to that one, onto this statement first. This statement about Oshinogi appeared, I think, like in the first episode where she appeared. And it was for me confusing all the time. But I do feel and sense that you enjoy this mystery, that you enjoy the fact that you know what it means, and I have no clue. So that's fine for me, as long as you're happy. Aragi himself now pointed it out, that after learning about her, who she is, what she sings like and everything, this is what he in the end is stating himself. She is just herself. Oshinogi is Oshinogi, which still doesn't help me, but so what? I don't have to understand everything in life, that's okay. We were a lot on the theme of math this time, mathematics, and about truth in many ways. So they pointed out the thing about this Euler formula, which, by the way, I do not know. I was a bit surprised there. Maybe I missed something in class, I'm not sure. I wasn't aware of that formula. I will have to maybe check it again, what it is exactly. We had the very major concept of what is truth. Is truth what we really find out scientifically and with proof, like a detective that is in here? Or is truth what we make it to be? And I think that's a major question in this episode. And I like that, especially with the ending and the fact that it pushed Aragi out of the frame of his own consciousness. That he became aware of the fact that righteousness, to say so, is not always delivered, is not always successful. So there was this moment in class when he realized that what is just happening is wrong. The interesting thing about it is that in many ways it feels like someone tried to frame him, or I don't know. I'm not sure if she really did it. But there was this moment where I really felt like, is she trying to frame it on him, that he stole those documents, that he stole the work? Although there was never a real clue on that. However, she made it very clear that she doesn't like him. She despises him, which is mainly because he's better in class. So seeing that and seeing there's someone who don't likes you, which in many ways more neither always makes sure that you don't like this person either. to stand up for this person, or at least to realize for yourself what is happening to this person is nonetheless wrong, tells me something about the character of Aragi. So what do I want to say? So if a friend of yours, or even your comrade, your I don't know, your relationship partner, is becoming treated unfairly, and you are upset about that, that is a thing that should be and is kind of normal. If it is an enemy, although I'm not sure if she's really an enemy in his regards, but someone who is not as close to you is becoming unfairly treated, and in this case more than just unfairly, it was a harsh thing to do, and you feel strongly negative about that, that's telling me that you're a good person, if you know what I mean. You could be, Aragi could have been there snickering and laughing to himself and saying, yeah, you brought that on yourself, you know, stuff like that. There are people who do that, who are like, have this negativity on them sometimes. Or he could be neutral, like, well, shit happens. As possibly most in the class did, as it seems. They were like, I don't have any clues, I'm not sure, so I will just raise my hand. And then there are those who are like, we cannot judge on nothing, on just wild guessing, on possibilities maybe you could judge, but they had no proof at all. So, and that's why Aragi was grumbled about this, was damaged. I'm searching for the right word here, sorry. Was dissatisfied with what happened, because there was no clues, there was no finger pointings towards her, and it was just that she was sentenced, kind of, by voting majority. A part of why she was sentenced, I guess, is because she forced everyone to stay in class. That's the one thing she did wrongly. By putting the pressure on everyone and saying we will not leave unless we have someone who is the culprit. By doing so, in the end, she pressured, I guess, many of them to vote against her, just to get out of class, you know? Misinterpreting or underestimating what an effect it would have on her. Because for her it was devastating. Because she was class president, which means that she, whysoever had the trust of people, was voted to be class president, and possibly had a self-belief of that she is trusted. And then getting the ground pulled beneath you and the majority of the class voting against you is a harsh thing. So I can see that she was shaken and left. The fact that she never came back is a bit strange, but we do not know what completely goes on in her, so true. Maybe she knew who it was, or at least had an educated guess. For sure, the fact that the teacher voted against her as well is... I mean, that's something else. I will discuss that later on, but there was for sure a moment where she would never ever look this teacher in the eye again. So that makes reason why she never came back, and now that the teacher is gone, is coming back. So I see that. Aragi not raising his hand as far as we know, and having so much inner and deeper problems with it that he makes such a problem out of it, that's an aberration. Well, as I said, he's a good guy. It's a bit strange that it never popped up before, but it gives us a reason for Shinogi to bring it into the frame, which leaves the question, what is in for her? Why does she do it? What are her reasons? I mean, one might say that she kind of likes his problem and him struggling with it, and maybe she wants to point to him how clever she is because she solved it in the end. Although one might guess it is knowledge that is in Aragi and he just was not willing or able to put it together. Maybe not willing. But it feels a little bit, and I'm kind of hoping there, you know, because I always like good stuff, positive stuff. I kind of hope that she is whysoever trying to solve problems in people as well. That she really tries to help him to grow, to get real with himself and find his inner beliefs and his inner strength that he at least partially had lost, possibly due to that. So that's about her. I asked myself if she ever appeared at the house of, I have to search her name, sorry, of the girl, Sodachi Oikura? I will have to search the name again, I'm sorry, of Oikura. Maybe, maybe not. There was a name during the reaction of mine, Roka Haga. I wrote it down because I think I heard it before, and I'm still thinking like, did I hear this name before? So if so, please inform me. Or maybe I just misinterpreted something, but I think I heard her name before. Coming to speak about the teacher. So, I mean, that's a dick move she did there. Multiple things. So there are many things which are not correct, and which is why Aragi had to struggle so much in this episode. So as it seems, the teacher did not give her exam to the students that trained with her, but instead did the training and realized what are my students here in the training good at, and then forged the exam fitting to the training, to this training lesson before. So she gave the students that were with her a benefit, which is unfair against the others. But as Oshinohugi points out, it is possibly not for the students, it's possibly for herself. Because by doing so, the class has better grades in general. And thus she seems to be on the paper a better teacher. And thus she is more likely to maybe get a raise, get a better position, stay in the school, whatever her deeper reasons were. So it's a very selfish move. Sure, she could argue on herself that it is beneficial for her students because they have better grades, which is stupid. I'm sorry, this is just not correct. Because if you hand the students good grades by only examining them on stuff where they are good at, this will be a problem for them later on. Let's say she does this for 3 years, as it seems. Later on, when those students leave and go for another school, or for a higher school, you know, they will fall on their nose. They will really have problems. So they will go to this other school and realize, man, why do my notes drop? Why do my grades drop? Why am I so bad now in mathematics? I was so good before. Because your teacher always gave you the work which you're good at. So she strengthens your strength where you're good at, but she never tried helping you out with your flaws. It is said nowadays in schooling, strengthen the strengths and try to weaken the flaws. But you should work on your flaws as well. Otherwise, they will push you in the back, if you know what I mean. So, as I think, not a good move from the teacher here. That's one thing. You could discuss about it, if it is good or bad. In general, being egoistic, it's not a good thing in my opinion. However, the one thing that is major negative, and I completely agree here with Oshinohugi, and I do understand that it pushed Aragi out of the line, is the fact when it comes to, I mean, there is this discussion for 2 hours and the teacher is sitting in there being aware who the culprit is, being aware it is her fault, and she never ever got the guts to stand up and say, sorry, it was me. No, she sat there and realized that those students were about to rip each other into pieces and they were starting to have struggles. This was a time where like enemies could be created because they, 2 hours in one room heating up each other, it's not a good thing. So that's the first thing which is just not okay. The second and major thing is, however, when it comes to voting, knowing that you are the one, knowing that none of the others was the culprit, to raise your hand and judging someone else lying actively, that is just wrong. And that is just evil, mean, whatever you want to call it. And as Aragi said it, in this moment you lose trust in this person being a teacher, because what should you learn from someone like that? What would you want to learn from someone like that? And the second, you lose the trust in this person as being an adult, because, I mean, that's a definition question, but here he lost because in his opinion adults were kind of sincere. We all know that adults do lie. We all know it. So this one you could discuss about, but for sure it is not a person I would want to have as a teacher. And I guess most of you agree there. At least I hope. That was, as I said, a good episode. Deep meaning in it. I really like it. I really do. There was here and there other stuff. We had shadows moving again. Very interesting. We have seen Hanekawa again, which is a nice thing. This girl who was away for 2 years now is back in the scene, and I guess we will see her in the storyline. I kind of hope that they will make up in the meaning of maybe become friends, but I think it's a tough thing. We will see. The statement of Aragi that he does not need friends because they make you weaker as a human, partially true, partially wrong, as you all know, and I think guess yourself. True, if you are relying on yourself, you can grow strength out of it because you need to handle everything yourself. It happens that friends take burdens from you, and thus you cannot grow in some areas. But on the other hand, if you have no friends, then you have no social interaction, no emotional interaction. And this helps you grow for sure. And you need it in our society. Humans need people around them. It's a matter of fact. We cannot live on our own. We would crumble away alone. That's it. So, but I see his reasons, and as I say, partially of it is true, partially of it is not. So it's good to see that he got away from this statement, that he got away from this feeling, because of the people that he met, like Hanekawa and like Senjugahara, and all of the others later on. Good one. I think that's it for now. As always, I may have missed a lot of stuff. I guess you know. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. If there was something major I missed, and it's not a spoiler, you're very well allowed to point it out. And feel free to join in the discussion. So, until the next time, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.